Hello, Year 9. Welcome to your feedback session for the 10th homework of the year on chemistry. Similar as always, please get a green pen. Please write down the correct answer to any question you got wrong. Please give yourself marks for the question you got right. Please make sure you bring your homework back in class when it is due. I'll attack. Less than 15 minutes. Go. The bar chart shows the percent of metals in UK coins in 1991. Which metal is in all of these coins? So you can see that copper is present in all of them. So copper. Which coin does not contain zinc? So zinc was the dark gray one. And if you look on yours, it's better than mine. It's going to be the 50p coin, does not have zinc. What is the percentage of nickel in a 50p coin? So in 50p you have 75% of copper, the rest is nickel, so 25% is nickel. Draw a ring around the correct metal to complete the sentence. Pure copper is too soft to be used for 1p and 2p coins. Copper is mixed with zinc and tin for 1p and 2p coins. Next, aluminium is used for kitchen foil. Figure 2 shows a symbol on the box of kitchen foil. What is the correct chemical symbol for aluminium? It is capital A, lowercase l. ALU is now used as the symbol. Aluminium has a low density, conducts electricity, and is resistant to corrosion. All these are facts. Which one of these properties makes aluminium suitable to use as kitchen foil? Give a reason for your answer. It is resistant to corrosion. Okay, you don't want anything to react with your food when you want to keep it in the fridge. So it's not going to react with water or food. It's going to keep it. It's not going to react and make some extra product on your food that you're going to eat then. The diagram shows a circuit that is used in a torch. Electrons flow through the circuit. Why is copper used for the wire? Because copper is a very good conductor of electricity. The table shows some properties of the metals used in the electrical circuit. Use information from the table to suggest the order of reactivity for copper, lithium, and tungsten. So we see that the copper reacts slowly to form a thin oxide layer on the surface, so it's not very reactive. Lithium reacts rapidly to form the oxide, and tungsten reacts only when very hot to form oxide. So the most reactive is going to be lithium, followed by copper, followed by tungsten. Tungsten is the less reactive because you need to heat it in order to form an oxide. The word equation for magnesium burning is magnesium plus oxygen goes to magnesium oxide. Draw one line from each substance to its correct description. Magnesium is an element and it's a metal element. Magnesium oxide is two or more elements chemically bonded together. That's the definition of a compound. Oxygen is an element and it's a non-metal element. Okay. A mixture is two or more substances not chemically bonded together. You need to know this definition by heart. Next one. The question is about the reaction of metals. So we have calcium, copper, and magnesium, and zinc. And all to put into a test tube containing hydrochloric acid. What is the order of decreasing reactivity of these four metals? So remember, when something is very reactive, a lot of bubbles are going to be formed very quickly. If something is very unreactive, it's not going to react at all, not producing any hydrogen. The reaction is not going to take place. So here we can see that calcium is the most reactive, followed by magnesium, followed by zinc, and copper is the least reactive. It's so inreactive it doesn't react at all with HCl. So Ca, Mj, Zn, Cu, that is the last answer. The students wants to make a fair comparison of the reactivity of the metals with hydrochloric acid. Name two variables that must be kept constant. So here, they should keep the same mass of metal, they should use the same concentration of acid, the same volume of acid, and the same shape or surface area of metal. They should also keep the same temperature. Okay, all these factors may have an effect on how quickly the reaction takes place. What is the independent variable in the reaction? The independent is when you change on purpose. It is the metal or the type of metal. That's what they changed on purpose, and what they measured is how quickly the bubbles were formed. Question 7. Lithium is in group 1 of the periodic table. Lithium reacts with water to produce a gas and an alkaline solution. The gas produced, you need to remember this from before, and we just did it in class, I think, is hydrogen. Potassium is also in group 1 of the periodic table. Potassium reacts with water in a similar way to lithium. Write down two differences you would see between the reaction of potassium and lithium with water. So potassium is below lithium in the periodic table. It's more reactive. So it's probably the reaction is going to be faster, more vigorously. The potassium is going to move faster at the surface of the water, and the potassium is going to produce a lilac flame. It's going to catch on fire with a beautiful lilac flame. We did the demonstration in class. Question 8. Copper powder can be formed by adding copper sulfate solution to the mixture of zinc powder and acid. Why does zinc react with copper sulfate solution to produce copper? That's because zinc is more reactive than copper. It's going to displace it from its compound. And get this a displacement reaction. And then we would have zinc plus copper sulfate goes to zinc sulfate plus copper. And that is the word equation. Before I do question 9, it's time for the code. I would like you to draw your favorite instrument. Draw your favorite musical instrument before question 9. Once you've done that, magnesium is added to dilute hydrochloric acid. Exothermic reaction takes place. It's become hot. Magnesium chloride solution and hydrogen gas are produced. The equation for the reaction is Mg plus 2HCl goes to MgCl2 plus H2. Describe the test for hydrogen gas. So you're going to put a lit splint in a test tube, a burning split in the test tube, and the result would be a squeaky pop. Okay, that's called a squeaky pop test. Question 11. Exothermic reaction transfer energy to the surrounding and cause the temperature to increase. The students want to investigate the reactivity of the 4 metals. So remember, the more reactive the metal is, the hotter the temperature at the end of the reaction, the more exothermic the reaction is. So you have to mention all the name of the apparatus or the name of the equipment used. Apparatus means equipment, and comment on the safe use of the chemicals. So, wearing goggles at all time to work safely, you're going to measure 20 centimeter cube of acid with a measuring cylinder and pour in a beaker. It doesn't have to be 20 centimeter cube. I just chose a random value. It could be 20, it could be 50, you choose. But you need to use a measuring cylinder and you need to pour it in a beaker. You're going to use a thermometer to measure the temperature of the acid. And you're going to measure 2 grams of your metal W with a mass balance. And you're going to add it to the acid and you're going to stir. You're going to measure and record the maximum temperature reached with a thermometer. And you're going to repeat with a different metal. Okay. And again, the hotter the maximum temperature, the more reactive the metal is. And I think this is it for me for today. Make sure you bring your homework back in class. Make sure all the questions are green pen checked. Make sure you have all the correct answers. And make sure you draw your favorite instrument on the right page. All right, guys, this is it for me. Stay amazing. Have a lovely day. And I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.